Oh, anytime you want. I don't want to play.
Welcome to the NIT coverage of the Bond University QAFLW live from the beautiful Sunshine Coast as Maroochydore take on Wilston Grange. As always, it's great to be showing this game to our national Indigenous communities and showcasing our amazing local Indigenous talent. Live from the picturesque Maroochydore Multi-Sports Complex, home of the Roos, I'm Jeff Newman, and joining me today, the man with the #1 QAFLW stats blog, Daniel Viles. Daniel, how are you today?
Very well, thanks. That blog's suffering from a lack of competition, I feel, but very much looking forward to this Maroochydore versus Wilston Grange. 3rd versus 8th, but there is a lot of history between these two sides. In the 9 games so far, Wilston Grange won the first 4, Maroochydore won the next 5. It's very much a story in 2 chapters.
Absolutely, and I read your blog in depth as I do every single week, and it's got some great stats there, but maybe, just maybe, the Gorillas can come up the highway today and cause a massive upset in a big milestone game for one of the Roos' most loved players as well.
Let's get to the milestone first. Number 45 for the Maroochydore Roos, Rachel Crack. Mentioned last week that she was at Coorparoo in her early days after she moved up from Tasmania at the end of 2015, but she is a fixture at this club, and today she plays her 100th game in Queensland. I think 96 of those have been in this competition, the QAFLW, and then a couple of other rep games and things, but we've seen her this year being an absolute powerhouse around the ball. She's both a clever player and a physically strong player. She's got a lot of good attributes. 31 years old. In many ways, it's a pity that the AFLW wasn't around maybe 10 years ago, because she's someone who may have benefited from that competition.
Yeah, and speaking about Rachel, the inspirational skipper, she's one of the most consistent players in the competition. Named 10 times in the best. I'm not sure if that's it is. It's named by the coaches, but she might be up there when it comes to QFAW best and fairest voting. So we'll wait and see for Rachel a little bit later in the year. Let's look at Wilston Grange, the visitors today. They are sitting in 8th, and Sophie Wheeler's their leading goal scorer, and they need a few more options up forward, or a bit more firepower. But who's some players we should watch out for today, Daniel?
Well, actually, for Wilston Grange, what I'd like to focus on rather than individual players is connections, because that's what I think Wilston Grange has been missing this year. They're actually not doing too badly around the ground, but if we look on the left side today, at left half-back we got Mackenzie Finlay in number 6, on the wing we got Holly O'Flaherty in 42, and then Charlotte Taylor at half-forward number 18. On the right-hand side, Ruby Kerr, Kiara Wright and Kristen Tyquin. I want to see players connect on those sides. If they can start stringing those passes together, up front today they've got Rianne Lugg and Sophie Wheeler. So Rianne Lugg, bit of class from the Adelaide Crows and the Brisbane Lions. If they can start stringing those together, that gives them a couple of very good paths to goal.
And for the home team, I love seeing Shannon Campbell in the middle, returning for the Roos there. It's great to see her in the midfield, and that's going to be a nice little battle between her and Caitlin Day that'll match up at this first contest. We're only moments away. Have you got an early tip at all?
Look, I think the head definitely says Maroochydore, but I'm one of those sporting romantics who lives for the upset.
So it is Bond University QAFLW action live from the Sunshine Coast, and we're just waiting for players just to take their final position. There is a few spectators from the previous game just clearing the area at the moment. We've got an easterly blowing right into our faces here in the broadcast area. We might get a lot of the action on this side of the Neil Upton Oval as the first quarter to get underway, and just a moment's delay. Nice matchups just right across. I'll be interested to watch looking on O'Flaherty v Muller on this near side here anyway, as the siren sounds. We're underway at Neil Upton Oval. It is the first quarter as Dupay gets the first hit out. It's the bottom of that pack there. It looked like Day, and it's going to be wrapped up, and we're going to have a stoppage to kickstart things here, Daniel.
Not a lot of action yet. I've mentioned in previous weeks the way that Maroochydore set up so expertly around the ball. Kylie Welsh got in the middle of that one, and she was able to disrupt the normal flow. O'Flaherty to Carter. Carter was dispossessed, went through to Martin in the middle of the field, wearing the number 9 today, and Rachel Crack gets her first possession of the game, finds Muller on the right. Muller plays on quickly, looking up towards Jessie Sills, who takes an excellent mark over the shoulder, looks inside, and finds a mark in Tweddle O'Donnell at centre half forward. Plays to the right, Brie McFarlane back in the side today. That looks relatively straight, it's curling round, but it's short. Muller looking to be the goal sneak. And the ball has gone through the sticks. No, it hasn't. It's fallen up in front of it. And Lauren Shackleton scores a try, but next to the goalpost.
So minor to kick-start things here. Let's see what how Gorillas now move the footy from their kick in. They are going to go the far side. So now with the football is Day. Day's just going to wheel on, play on, keep going out. It's a torpedo-like kick. Don't mind the early barrel at the moment.
Go for it.
Both players going in there, just able to get one back. So the Roos now with the football, just going to play a basketball style around the top of the 50. So Campbell now. Campbell just wheels on, players on the inside, just want to open the game up. Players just overrun. A little bit of a toe poke just to come through. And first to the footy, McMullen Matthews. But Day gets the handball up there, and they're out on the far side through Randall, but Roos able to intercept that. So Dupay now with the football. McFarlane just offers a short lead, ignores that one. So it's going to have to go long now. Going to go inside, forward 50, and well read there and well intercepted by Wilston Grange.
Ruby Kerr made a bit of a habit of that over the last few weeks. Certainly did that at Cooperoo last week, and she finds an easy mark in Hilary Martin at right halfback. Certainly Wilston Grange, hopefully trying to get those connections I was talking about, not that they listen to me as a coach. And we're out on the right-hand side through Mackenzie Finlay. A little bit of a bounce pass to Katie Day, but she's able to duck under one. Nearly found Finlay again, but Dupay is wrapping up the tackle of Kiara Wright over on the far side.
My early prediction of a lot of footy on the broadcast side is not going so well at the moment, but it's a good contest there. It's fairly congested. Just about every player on the within a kick of this one, so just need to try and spread the contest a little bit. But the Gorillas won't mind the stoppage play against their fancy opponents. Crack just sort of spins out of that one. Maybe the umpire gave it to her because it's a milestone. Nice hands at ground level by Muller. Just puts it under the arm, arcs the back, goes inside forward 50. Here's Matheson, kicked 4 last week. Can she add to that tally? Just sort of bobbles around a little bit. It's nice work down there by Shackleton. She's got 2 roos to contend with now, and one of those was Seals, but the boundary's going to beat them. We're inside forward 50. Maroochydore with all the attacking at the moment.
Good hustle there from Shackleton. And Sills back up forward this week. We had both Jessie and Kelsey playing in defence 2 weeks ago against UQ. But they've been separated today. Right half forward from Maroochydore. Landed almost on top of Tweddle O'Donnell. Bursting through for a moment there was Tweddle on the left foot, but it's hooked around.
Campbell got a little bit excited then. Not used to seeing her in the forward 50.
Well, at this level, she has been a prolific goal scorer actually, so there's 2 Shannon Campbells, the defender for Brisbane and the attacker for Maroochydore.
We'll see which one we get today. So Wilston Grange through Randall now in the back pocket. This second kick's very important out of the defensive 50. They're going to continue to hug it. McFarlane's nearly there to get an intercept possession. So now we get a 50-50 ball, about 60-65 out from the Roos goal. Campbell, speak of the devil. She's met with a couple of Gorillas with a strong tackle. McFarlane's going to be first to it, but she's got the Gorillas Carter to deal with there, right on in front of the Old Faithful here at Maroochydore. It's the sun's just starting to set. It's picturesque, but it's a little bit of chill in the air, Daniel.
Yeah, either you're wearing blue pants or you're a little bit cold there, Jeff. But Shannon Campbell's last game of QAFLW was an elimination final on this ground last year against UQ, and she kicked 5. Had an absolute day out.
Just have a look how they set up around this contest. Again, it's very congested football once again. Lug and Crack are going at it, so that's going to be a nice little matchup. Just falls a little bit short. Is that breeze here now? Is Campbell from 50, pumps it long, needs a little bit of a breeze. Matheson, oh, nearly off the ground. Maybe in danger. Randall was there, and the umpire agrees with me, so it's going to be a free kick. It should be Randall's, and it's going to be in the goal square.
Yeah, good call from the umpire, and good call from Jeff Newman. Wasted up here in the commentary box. That could be interpreted 2 ways. As the ball's in dispute, still at left half back, but it's going to be a ball up. That was a rather neutral battle between Chloe Gregory and Rhianna Lugg. The ball up in the pocket. Dupay gets the better of it, as she so often does. Comes back to McPherson. McPherson shanks the kick, but it's still in play. Swept at the back by Matthews, tackled off it. Gregory with an opportunity around the body. And that has gone through. I thought it was going to swing too far, but Chloe Gregory has opened the scoring for the Maroochydore Roos.
They just set that well behind the football at the moment around the contest, the Roos, and you know they're sort of suffocating Wilston Grange when they get it, and it's causing those turnovers. But a nice little goal there from Gregory.
She's, let's see how many she got. That's her 4th goal for the year, but she's set up so many more than that. I think what Wilston Grange tries to do is they try to spread it, but then when the ball hits the ground, there's maybe not quite enough trust in the links between the players, and that's when they start to congest again. Be interested in your thoughts on that as the match progresses.
I think it's a real key part here now as we talk about that congestion, that the Gorillas don't get sucked into that. They probably really need to spread the contest out, and I'll be interested to see what they do as this game progresses. As Dupay wins that one out, it's going to do rucking and roving. I like to see that from our keys in the Bond University QAFLW. There's Dupay, speaking of the devil, Campbell, because that's where she was intended to go with the handball. Here's Crack having a real crack, and Gorillas just going through. Lug can't quite take a clean possession, so it's off the ground now. Crack, here's McFarlane. She's been busy, McFarlane, and Gregory, our goal scorer, is going to go inside forward 50 of that trusty. Matheson comes at it, takes a nice grab. So just having a look, there's a bit of a breeze to contend with. Needs to probably put it out towards the left-hand goal post to come back, but is usually a nice set shot, maybe a little bit too far, pretty close to the player on the mark. So Matheson now pumps it as long as to the top of the goal square at the fall of the footy. Couldn't quite bring it in, and the clearing kick there by Welsh just to put it out towards the half forward, half back flank, I should say, for themselves. So Wright's was there first for the Gorillas. It's just bobbling around at the moment. Clean possession, good luck with it. Nice little handball on the inside by Finlay, but it's really to no prevail, and it's going to be wrapped up. Umpire circles and says we'll have a stoppage. You can just see from this contest, Daniel, it's the forward structure of the home team, the Roos, is sensational, but looking behind the footy, Campbell setting up as well, so it's hard for Gorillas to get out of there.
It's a multi-layered attack from Maroochydore as the ball finds Kiara Wright on the right. Her kick is skied a little. Didn't quite make it to Taekwon. Wheeler, who's playing a very long way back, is wrestling with it on the far side, and it has gone over the boundary line for a throw.
The breeze has just died down a little bit here at Neil Upton Oval on the Sunshine Coast. It's beautiful conditions actually for the Bond University QAFLW. So just be mindful here. Shannon Campbell, number 20 from Maroochydore, is just out the back of this contest. So she's either going to get the footy and go in attack, or going to cut off the Gorillas' attacking raiders. It's there now. Muller's had plenty of football. It's about her 5th touch early in this quarter. It's going to send it inside forward 50. Bodies fly. Here go the Roos. Just putting the body on the line at the moment. Welsh there just to clean up once again for the Gorillas. Puts it out wide. It's right again. She's been busy there as well on that outside wing. Sends it up to a one-on-one contest. Kelsey Sills was good there with a little defensive spoil. Body's just flying around. What can the Gorillas do here? This is their rare forward half entry at the moment. They want to go inside forward 50. It's a 2-on-1. Well done there by the Gorillas. Just linking up now. Carter just around the body. It's not the best looking kick. Really need to hit a target, especially when you're within 70 of goal. Roos now just hopping away. We got some footy on the broadcast side. First to it. Roos just handballing up. Seals. Here's the captain, Crack, just linking up. Nice tackle there by Lug just to affect that kick. Seals again at ground level. Handball's back. Nice work by McPherson just to set it up. Hits the outer wing. Oh, nearly taking the mark was McPherson. So McPherson now out in front of Matheson. It was Gregory, I should say. I do apologise. So Matheson now just steps back on the inside. Has a bit of a Saturday twilight stroll. Sends it inside forward 50. Bodies fly. Well done there by the Gorillas just to knock that one out at the moment. It's a pretty hot footy. It's congested at the moment. Well done by Matheson just to apply the body. Wright's at that one. She's going to send it into a real dangerous spot. And why it's dangerous is because Campbell and Dupay were there. Campbell now is going to lower the eyes. Dupay, 60 from goal. A few options come at her. Muller's just in front of her all by herself. That's probably the option you might need to go there. She's going to be marked now by Wright. So Dupay just sends it up towards there. It was a real short 50-50. Not where you want to really be kicking. So the Roos now, Gregory, Crack puts it on the boot. Kiara Wright, the former South Burnett Saint, just applying a lot of pressure, and we're going to have a stoppage finally inside forward 50 for the Roos.
What was that, about 2 minutes?
Yeah.
That was an excellent passage of play. I did like O'Flaherty and Carter have moved from defence into midfield in the last few weeks for Wilston Grange, and I like the way they're moving as the ball spills out the back. Maroochidore's opportunity comes again. Sells, didn't quite get enough of it. Bounces back to Matthews. Still bouncing through. McFarlane nearly had a piece of it. She may get a piece of it yet, and it's just a leg break to go through for behind. A minus score from Brie McFarlane. On return from that sickening injury 2 weeks ago.
Great to see her back out there, one of the stars of the competition. Shackleton. Nice hit there, just nice one to Finlay. Speak about one of the stars of the competition. Finlay just goes up wide. It was a 2-on-2 out there, but quick at ground level was Muller. Muller sends it back inside forward 50. Matheson comes at it, just overran it a little bit too much, and a clearing kick there by Brooke Randall, back where it came from. Muller might get this again, and she does. Going to play on automatically. She loves to run and go. Gets around 1-2, just goes sideways. Crack now, about 60. Crack's going to go short. No, she doesn't. Proves me wrong. Goes a little bit longer. Gregory's there. She's already kicked a goal. Here's Seals. Seals just steps through one. Handballs forward. Matheson on the right boot. Oh, just out to the right-hand side.
She's got the taste for it. Her 4 goals last week, which included, I think it was 2 and 3 minutes in the final quarter. She, once she gets a sniff, she doesn't need a lot of room. Just straight into the boot, whack, and a little bit of strength in that right leg.
I love her work rate. What she does and presents for her teammates.
So as Wilston Grange played out through Shackleton, coming over to this northern side, the mark is dropped. Tyquin gets it at ground level, and then other people get Tyquin at ground level, and no, it has been extracted. Some good work from the Roos on that occasion. Squeezes out to Dupay. She's looking for support, or possibly just looking to crash through. Brought to ground, and it will be a ball up just inside 50, as she just wasn't quite able to get the arms free. Ball up inside McNeil. Beaten by Dupay. Katie Day doing what she does, which is crashing through the pack, and never mind the consequences. Tyquin plays out to the left. Not quite cleared from the area as Kelsey Sills gets it wide. The kick is scuffed. It was well done. Gets past Muller. Dupay going through. Gets a little bit of boot to it. Just the hands over the top. Able to be cleared by Carter, playing back defensively. Brie McFarlane intercepts. It's on the boot. Brooke Matheson looking underneath it. Got one arm to it. This may fall for Tweddle. Just overran it. Wasn't able to get the boot to ball at the right moment. Epstein on the ground, desperately trying to get the ball somewhere back to a goal scoring opportunity. And eventually the ball crashes over the boundary line as the last person whispers Rosebud. It's a Citizen Kane reference. You'll get it later.
We're just inside. It's all Rouge at the moment. Grilla's just struggling to get that second kick out of defensive 50. So it falls from the contest. We're going to have another repeat stoppage here. It's bodies everywhere at the moment. Just having a look at a few matchups. Geez, Makisha Muller's been very busy in this opening term so far. Nice little hit out there. Seals was at the bottom of that pack. Here's Rachel Crack out towards McFarlane. Speak about busy. Tries to. Oh, I thought she just nearly snuck that one through, but it's on the full.
Her skill level's so high, you half expect it when she gets the ball. So, oh yeah, she's got a 2-degree angle on the right. She'll probably slot that. As Shackleton plays out over towards that southern side, and that's a connecting pass. Brought back inside, it will be cleared by Welsh. She plays up the right-hand side looking for Lug, and the fingers just betrayed her at the vital moment, which gave Maloney an opportunity to send the ball back in the other direction. And then the tackle begins on the right, and I'd be very surprised if it comes out of there. The umpire makes sure it doesn't.
So on the outer side, forward half for the Rouge at the moment. It's where it's spent a lot of time in this opening quarter so far. Nice work here by the girls. What can they do? At the back of that contest was Tyquin with just a bit of an up and under kick, but intercept marked to Campbell. Who else?
Intercept marked to Campbell.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. Surprise there. As Campbell now is just going to go keep it in the same lane, go straight up the line. Her intended target was Benanchi. Football, Muller's just sort of a bit of a rush kick then. Sends it inside forward 50. It's going to come off from his McFarlane. Just fumbled that one, but it's effective in the end. Shackleton there to do the mopping up. It's going to just get it out of the area with a bit of an instep barrel. Like to see it. Rouge now with a lot of pressure. It's 1-on-3. Gorilla's going to come up with the football, and that's through Adams. Adams sends it up his, but it's going to be an intercept possession. Intercept mark to Pearson Smith.
Pearson Smith does that. They're an excellent marking side, Maroochydore, and there's a number of players who can get the ball going back in the other direction. Good intervention there from Fenwick. Out to the side, it's just going to clear Maloney. She crashes into Sills, and that was a battle she was never going to lose. Goes up further, past. Oh, Tyquin was tackled there by McFarlane. Just got the hands low enough, and it's out the side over the boundary for a throw-in.
I think Sorry, mate.
No.
Just having a look at the... I'm really interested to see Maroochydore, how they set up around the contest. Their stoppages has been sensational. They always have just a player out the back, just to, if they need to change lanes and go out to the fat side, as we like to call it in football, the open space. So now it's just a clearing kick. We have a repeat stoppage here, but they're one of the premiership fancies, Maroochydore, and they've had a terrific season. Finishing third. Well, not finishing third. They're currently in third, I should say. Maybe I'm seeing ahead of time at the moment.
Just finishing the season when he wants.
It's been a terrific season of the Bond University QAFLW, one of the best, if not the best so far.
Certainly the most even. As this boundary throw in on this near side, the northern side, I believe. I'm still orienting myself here on the Sunshine Coast. Well played by Martin to get it out in front. Wearing the number 9 now that Ruby Spark has returned to Essendon in the VFLW. Ben Sarsi over the top, and that's called a throw. And that will be a free kick to Kristen Tyquin.
It's congested up ahead. Gonna have to go short, so that's not bad. Just keep possession of the footy at the moment. It's only a 9-point game to Maroochydore, so Day is going to go short again. Not the best looking kick, but it could be effective. Might just sneak through. The Roos have got all the answers. Going to go back on the inside. That's a high risk and a high reward area. It's not going to come off either way, I suppose. We're going to have a stoppage, which is going to probably be Wilston and Grange. Can just see McNeil here for the Gorillas, just behind, playing the role of Shannon Campbell, just sort of that conductor and setting it up. So it'll be interesting to see if she can get herself into the game.
Which is normally the crack role, but she's playing the other role she plays, which is behind the contest. Spills out to Katie Day on the left. Gee, she's strong. Gets it to O'Flaherty. O'Flaherty has a little bit of daylight in front of her on the left-hand side. Looks up ahead, nearly an excellent mark. But at least Wilston Grange, from their perspective, have the territory, even if Lugg wasn't quite able to wrap the mitts around it.
So we're inside 50, forward 50 for the Gorillas. Going to be happy with this one. Just need to hit the contest. McNeil, one of the most dangerous players, is out the back for Wilston Grange. A bit of an X factor. I like the way that she goes about her football. But there goes Wheeler. She's kicked 6 sausage rolls this year. Puts it up towards the forward pocket. Seals now, and that's Kelsey Seals. Just tries to get the kick out. Where Day's there for the Gorillas. Lugg. And they're just linking up by hands. A bit of an up and under. Good luck catching that one. Tyquin's got a little bit to contend with, but the Roos now with the footy, looking to go into the attack.
Very good defensive mark. I would have liked Adams to have just taken a little bit more time over that one. As the ball spills loose in the pocket, Wilston Grange may have an opportunity here, except there's been a throw, I think, and it will be a clearing opportunity for the Roos. They've dodged the bullet there, Maroochydore.
Campbell with the decisions to make in the back pocket for Maroochydore at the moment. A few options come at her. It's going to go up the line. Great grab there in between Tweedle O'Donnell. Just popped up in between a couple of players.
She does that.
Going to keep going along the boundary. Bit of a breeze here at Neil Upton Oval as Maroochydore looked to come in the inside as McFarlane's kick was smothered. But here go the Gorillas now. Inside forward 50. It's going to be a foot race. It looks like the Roos will get there first, but Tyquin's going to make sure it's a contest, and we're going to keep it inside the front half for Wilston Grange at the moment.
A couple of kicks there from Kitty Adams, one here at left half forward and the other one over there. She's got a tremendous boot on her, but I'm not entirely sure who she was kicking to. Just seemed to be into space, and maybe just that extra quarter of a second to look for an option might have been a bit better. I think she's got a good future. Maybe that's what's needed to take her to the next level. As the ball up at left half forward for Wilston Grange falls to Tyquin. Back inside to Matthews, who's hit heavily by Ryan. He's spilled out to the left. Pearson Smith down low, gets the hand pass away, but only as far as Tyquin. Ryan's over the top. Crack is able to maul it from the back of her. Comes out to Emma Day on this near side, and Pearson Smith clears up the right. Into the path of Tweddle. Excellent tackle by Brooke Randall. Played here 2 years ago. Breaks their hearts now.
Randall, just along the line. I like it. Bit of a contest out there. Good hands, strong hands. And that's Martin. It's going to wheel on in towards the corridor, and the siren's going to beat everyone. And it is going to be quarter time. We've just got the one individual goal kicker so far in Chloe Gregory for Maroochydore. They are leading 1-3-9 to Wilston Grange. As we do head into the quarter time, what is something Wilston Grange need to focus on as they go into this first break, do you think?
Well, I think first of all, they can congratulate themselves on their defence because it was tenacious and at their best they did close down the space for Maroochydore. It's the other end of the field where the problems are happening. They're doing 80% of it right, and I think it's a case of just there's usually one kick that's just a little bit more hope rather than directed. That's what I'd be encouraging them to do over this quarter time break.
We'll see how they what we get from Wilston Grange in the second quarter. It is quarter time here on the Sunshine Coast. It's the Maroochydore Roos leading Wilston Grange by 9 points. It was a low-scoring start for the round 11 Bond University QAFLW match here live from this beautiful Sunshine Coast. It is the Maroochydore Multi-Sports Complex, and it is the home team, up by 9 points at the moment. Just the one individual goal kicker in Chloe Gregory, and we talked about Wilston and Grange before, Daniel, before the break. What about for Maroochydore? Is there any areas or anything that you've picked up?
I just I think mentally for them, they need to make sure their heads are in this game. I think sometimes when you're playing a side that's on the bottom of the table, you can start thinking, oh, well, what if we get ahead? Should we start experimenting with things for the finals? No. You don't get 4 points just because you're higher on the table. You get it for winning the game. Now, I'm not saying that they have been doing that, but I think they just need to make sure. It was a little bit of a lacklustre first quarter, so if they can start to turn it on, and they have been a good second half side this year, then I think they'll be fine. But their heads need to be in this game.
I think the key words you used there is a bit lacklustre. It was probably just going at one gear to start with, just in first gear. Now it might be. I rate them as a premiership fancy this year, Maroochydore, and hopefully that's one that they're looking forward to as well. But I think they just need to go up a gear or two now. Just bring that energy, break the game open like we've seen in games that we've called throughout the Bond University QAFLW this year. So it is the home team leading by 9 points. And we're just about to get underway here for second quarter action. And it looks like Hilary Martin's gone into the ruck there for Wilston Grange, and Dupé's going to win it out to advantage. But at the bottom of that, well, not at the bottom, but reading it well was Day. So let's see, Roos have got it. McFarlane's going to kick it up towards Dupé. So can't quite take that cleanly, just a little bit of a fumble. But handball back on the inside to McFarlane. Advantage. Oh, just came back. That's probably to Wilston Grange's advantage there, and Dupé's just a little bit sore getting up, a little bit slow, I should say. She looks like she's all right though. Got a usual bounce about her now. So Dupé in the middle of Neil Upton Oval here on the Sunshine Coast sends an inside forward 50. Wasn't too many forwards actually coming at that kick then. So nice one between Seals and McMullen Matthews at the bottom of that. Trying to link up are the Gorillas off the half-back flank. What can the Roos do here? Just duck one under. Around is Matthews. Muller, I should say. Muller sends it up. Oh, Shackleton couldn't quite take it, but pressure applied by Matheson. Matheson in the forward pocket now. All she needs to do is pick it up cleanly. Steps back, steadies herself. Misses.
That was a very late tap of the shoulder from the goal umpire. There's a man who likes his suspense. Tap it early, mate. Come on.
He had me.
As the ball's played out to the right-hand side, just dropped by Taekwon as we come back over the 50. Disappointingly in white this week after the rainbow colours of last week, as we're flirting with this northern boundary line, and the boundary line gets what it wants.
I like this matchup. Cracker McNeil is just off to the back of the coverage there, but that's a nice little matchup. I want to watch closely.
I will the ball to go in that direction. It's Dupé versus Martin. Martin does well, arching the back in the front of the contest. Katie Day makes sure she gets the tackle in early. And I think that's Chloe Gregory on the bottom, but either way, she needs a whistle to be able to stand up.
A one-on-one contest all across the ground. So it's just beat your player at the moment. 10-point ball game.
As it comes out the back, Dupé going through is Welsh. Gets it to Martin on the ground as Katie Day comes up through the middle. Over the head of Taylor, looking for Lug, well read by Crack. And we have a holding free kick, and that will go... Sorry, the arm went up the wrong way. It goes to Wheeler for Wilston Grange. She finds Taekwon just behind centre half forward. Lug is wide. She goes a little bit more direct looking for Taylor. Nearly found her. It bounces back to Crack. She plays right. May get the ball back. Contact looked a little high, but no, it's fine as Muller takes it in the middle of the field and sprints.
Here goes Muller now. Opening. Oh, couldn't quite get that bounce. She had a bit of an opening paddock in front of her. Nice little gang tackle there by the Roos. They're going to be rewarded. So who's going to get the kick here? Muller might take it. She goes, can I have the free kick, please? And she does. So what's Muller going to do here? It's a bit stop-start. We're used to seeing her in wide open spaces, breaking the line. So Muller now just wheels around. Sends it as long as possible inside forward 50. Shackleton and Matheson, a nice little match up there. Here's Matheson around the body on that right boot. Right. Oh, missed again.
Nice little hand pass from Emma Day, just very slick onto the fist to get it to Matheson and create that opportunity.
She's lively at the moment.
She is. Just Brooke Day, for those of you who watched the live stream last week, very badly injured with the dislocation. I'm told she's recovering well, so probably won't see her again this year. As the ball comes back inside, but a good defensive mark taken by Wilston Grange to be able to clear the danger. That's Ruby Kerr as usual at the back. She's going to play out the southern side. The mark is just dropped. Wilston Grange retain possession, wheeling through, but I think they've kicked that away. No, it has, no, in dispute in the middle of the field, over the head of Mizzy, and then cleaned up as it comes back to Rachel Crack, as it so often does. Inside 50, just clears the target, but Pearson Smith running onto it, has time, has space, has a smother from Ruby Kerr. And then the tackle is made inside 50.
Geez, Kerr's done a couple of nice things in the defensive 50 now.
I rate Ruby Kerr highly as a defender. I think she's been excellent in a beaten side this year.
Up there as one of the best medium defenders in the competition. Now, Day's going to clear that one out, but it might only go as far. No, it clean bowls everyone. Up over the top, it's a bit of a bouncer if you want to go in a cricket term. Nice tackle applied there. Now it's just starting to lift in a little bit of energy. Players are just hitting it, hitting the footy a little bit harder. Tyquin out towards Kerr. Tyquin now gets it on the boot, but it's going to be a little bit too much. It's going to be on the full. So what can the Roos do with this?
Good pressure there from both. I think it was Jessie Sills and Emma Day who were around the tackle there and basically forced the error.
Run over here.
So it will be played in by Abby Blake, who made her debut last week and gets it to one jersey number lower in her captain Rachel Crack. Do you know it was her 100th game today? Don't think we mentioned that. Plays up to centre half forward.
Oh,
and a very nice mark taken at centre half forward again by Shannon Campbell. All right, $5. Is she going to get it?
$5, mate. We might need to go up a bit more, I reckon. But
Well, it's $5 more than we get paid each week.
she's a beautiful kicker of the footy, Campbell. I'm backing her in.
And the wind's just died down, almost out of respect for the Lions premiership winner. Very straight run up. It's definitely no problem for distance, and it's faded off to the left-hand side for a minor score for Shannon Campbell. But
I owe you $5.
you can pay me in sherry ripes. I love those.
Shackleton to Randall. Randall hasn't got too many options, but upfield, she does now. A couple break for her. It's going to go really short. Tyquin was the intended. Just snuck in that one. Nice call by the umpires. Shout out to our umpires. They do a terrific job every single week, and I've got to drop it. If you want to get into umpiring, umpire.afl. We're always looking for more and more umpires right across Queensland and the country. Great way to keep fit and make some money. Back to the Bond University QAFLW. Again, one-on-one contest right around this. Every player within sort of 70 metres of the football. Dupay's going to win that one out to advantage, looking for McFarlane, but it's going to be well cut off by the Gorillas. They're going to send it up here to the broadcast wing. Nice work there by the Roos, just a handball back in. Johnson Moody now just gets a short one. Good grab by Pearson Smith. We're going in the by the hyphens out there at the moment. Dupay is going to send it as long as possible. Looking for Matheson. Good body at the contest. Ground level. Just looking for someone. Good tackle. Matheson just working really hard. It wasn't Matheson, sorry. It was
Epstein on the bottom.
It was Epstein. Yeah. They've got a lively forward line, the Roos, and everyone's everywhere.
Another winger who knows how to position herself.
So we're back down in dispute. Just looking for a clean possession here. They're working overtime at the moment, the defenders of Wilston Grange, but they're stepping up to the contest, or to the challenge, I should say. It's 11 points at the moment to the Roos. Seals in the pocket, tries to sock it, create something out of nothing, and that nothing is a boundary throw in.
You've mentioned a few times about spreading. We probably won't go into it too detailed just while we're up in front of goal, but how do you teach a team how to spread the contest? I mean, is it a mindset? Is it trusting the person with the ball? We'll just watch this boundary throw in. I'll give you a moment to think about that, because the scoring opportunity for Maroochydore is still very much alive. As Pearson Smith is in the ruck contest against Matthews. Lands in front of both, comes off shins, breaking through as the pile-up begins. The pile-up ends.
So it really comes from having real strong leadership and structure, and where your keys, and I like to call that your corridor, where you got your full forward, your centre half forward, your centre half back all talking to it. McNeil at the back, but Seals is the one that's red. That's going to be looking for Dupay. Day's there for the Gorillas. Dupay ground level, doing the hard stuff. Campbell now just breaks through 1, 2, 3, 4, puts it on the left. It's out in front of Muller. Muller just needs to get it nice and clearly on the right boot, snaps, and it's a goal.
It was only a matter of time for Makisha Muller. We used the word lacklustre at quarter time. Can we just say now that never applied to Makisha Muller? I think she was the most energetic player on the field from the first ball up. And to be honest, she's been a bit of an energiser bunny since the season started. Coming up from Victoria, she was with North Melbourne last year in the VFLW. I don't think she played in the top grade. I think she was mostly in the grade below. Found a home here in the Bond University QAFLW, and she's given that extra bit of spark to a side that was already good for Maroochydore.
Started with Sills' pressure up forward, just knock, and then it was Jessie Sills up forward, and then it was Shannon Campbell's ability just to break the line and go straight through, and then the class of Muller to pick up at ground level, Crumming and Snap Truly, and get their second of the evening as Dupay and McNeil now go head to head. It's going to be straight down to Gregory with just a stock standard centre clearance out in front of Matheson. Oh, it's textbook.
That is what you learn in under 8s, isn't it? Win the ruck, pump it forward, get a mark, kick a goal.
It's a training job. Dupay, Gregory, Matheson, bang, go back, kick your first of the evening. Matheson, kick 2 in a couple of minutes, I read in the blog. And I'm talking about Daniel Viles' blog, but now it's Matheson, just fist pumps, but it's out to the right. That's 2-7 now.
Aerodynamically, I'm not sure what a fist pump does, but I think Matheson did it rather well.
Just sends the waves in the air or something. I don't know, I'm trying to say with that actually, but
that's okay.
Back to the structure. It's really important that your spine and then your spine all talk to each other and stay connected the whole time. And you look at Dupay and Matheson and Crack and these types here from Maroochydore set up the really good structure. So I think that's a really important part, and that's how you stay, keep the contest lengthened anyway. So
as the ball comes out the left, as McNeil did some good work before, and we will have a ball up just inside. So what I took out of that is it's not just where you run, but there's a lot of verbal communication on the field as well.
Yeah, you really need that conductor. And you talk about if we talk about the lines at the AFLW level, that some of those players, we'll wait for this one.
I'll just interrupt you because Muller's on the ball in space. Got a pass from McFarlane, goes towards the goal, but is unable to bring it round far enough. I would like to see Makisha Muller versus Molly Ritson in a kicking across the body competition. That'd be high quality.
It all comes down to a real key talker, and the Campbell and that of the likes play those key roles. Now McFarlane, let's just go back to the footy. Forget about talking coaching, because we've got a really good game of football going at the moment. Out the back, Muller nearly popped up out of nowhere, and it's going to be rushed through for another behind.
So the behinds are racking up. Wilston Grange can take heart in the fact the dam walls haven't broken. But this happened against Bond for a little while. They ended up losing that 169 zip, but they did this for long periods, holding Bond out. As they clear out to left half back, where an excellent mark is taken. That was Tweddle again. Brought back inside. Oh, zigged when should have zagged. And that'll be a free kick. Excellent defensive work from, I think that's Mackenzie Finlay over at left half back.
Finlay. Intercept grab, that's Seals, and that's Kelsey. As Kelsey goes in towards Crack. As we said, the milestone woman out there today. Crack's going to become a wider again, looking for McFarlane. McFarlane takes it about 48 from goals, just going to wheel around. Matheson presents a nice strong target once again.
Lost her marker beautifully there. Just 1-2 steps to the right, zag to the left. It's a smart play. Simple, but it's smart.
It's been her 4th shot now. She's kicked 12 goals for the season, including 4 last week. She's had plenty of opportunities this evening here. Comes in. It's a real short run up, gets close to the player on the mark. It's going to be out to the right-hand side, and that might be just, from my point of view, her issue at the moment. Just getting a little bit too close to the player on the mark, so I might just need to have a look at that set shot routine.
Even though she kicked 4 last week, just over the head of Daisy Carter. She was guilty of that a couple of times. As play continues on this northern side, a stray heel takes it towards the boundary line. It sat on the boundary line for an eternity, went over the head of Adams, eventually got through, over the head of Maloney. Fenwick getting a fist in, McPherson at ground level, tries to spin out of the tackle of Wheeler and succeeds. Gregory over the top, got it through to Lugg. Lugg kicked forward to absolutely no Wilston Grange players. Kelsey Sills at an acre of space, steps inside, changes lanes, finds Muller at centre halfback just for something different.
Good change of lane. Muller now is going to go right up the corridor. Oh, that just sort of sat there for Benici, as now it's inside. Matho's got a paddock in front. Matho, I called him Matheson. Matheson around the corner on the right boot, puts it out in front of McFarlane. Just needs to sit. It does, and they run through and kick their third.
And McFarlane herself kicked 4 goals in the in the previous clash between these two sides at Hickey Park. She, again, someone who usually named on the wing, but she's clearly given a licence just to say, you know, look, if you see the space up forward, in you go. And she's got the skills. That one put on a platter for her by Matheson. But, I mean, we saw basically the same play at either end of the field. One done poorly because the positioning wasn't there, and one does well because the player had busted her gut to get forward.
And again, it starts with one of the Sills sisters that are out there. This time it was on the half-back. It was Kelsey who just changed lanes, as you called, Daniel, and Muller just took the game on through the corridor and really broke it open there as well. So the Roos, just as we called, they needed to go up a gear, and they have now. They've gone up a couple of gears.
As it falls out to the left, and eventually cleared out of the bottom of the ruck from Maroochydore. I'm not entirely sure how that happened, but it has. Tweddle's had a strong game at centre half forward. In dispute, Tweddle got on the scoreboard last week. That comes off the side of the foot, definitely not 15, and that's what the umpire calls. And Kerr and co are able to wrap up the tackle, but Maroochydore are back at centre half forward, where they may as well set up a tent.
Work within your box.
Good body work there by the Roos. Tweedle O'Donnell just gets that one out. It's Tweedle O'Donnell again, just sort of tapping forward. And that looks just something out of nothing. Was that the milestone woman?
She has.
Crack's kicked a goal.
Happy 100th, Rachel Crack. Ball on ground. She plays competitive soccer still. She has 2 competitive sports she plays every week. She may have, to her benefit, forgot which one she was playing there. But she gets 6 points in this game, not just the one goal you get in the other one. And, well, that's a beautiful script, really, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You love that in your milestone game, in particular your 100th in the Bond University QAFLW. And, you know, Tweedle O'Donnell was doing a lot of work at the ground level, but Crack just came from nowhere and just, it looked like a toe poke from where we were and got it through. So nice goal there from the skipper.
She knew when she had no time, and she decided, well, I'll do a play that needs no time. Do you pay with a big whack over the top? Well chased through by Campbell. Look at the speed on her. Looking for the target up front. Lands in the arms of Matheson. She may be on the scoreboard finally, and she lets out a cry of anguish. Anguish, I say, as she again goes across the face.
Oh, doesn't have the kicking boots on just yet. But she's a classy player, and classy players bounce back. So we'll see what Matheson can do for the rest of this game. As Shackleton has the kick-in duties for Wilston Grange, just going wide out to Finlay at the moment. Intercept there, just bobbling around. Nice tackle applied, and that was Tweedle O'Donnell by the looks of it. And it's a great tackle. It is a long way out there on the half-forward flank. We're inside forward 50 of the Roos at the moment. Players sort of just jump on it. It was sort of the old primary school doggy pile.
I'll tell you what I like about Jasmine Tweddle O'Donnell. Plays centre half forward. Not a great kick as yet, that needs work, but her marking is supreme and everyone else can play off her.
Dupay. Gregory tried to spin out of that one, but it's met with a very strong tackle. Just trying to get it out clean. Here's Campbell on the right boot. Ford, Sills, just bounces over everyone. Matheson, just down round, sells a bit of candy. Oh, it's a poster. Oh, can't buy one yet. Just can't buy one.
The whole ground was in fear then to see what Brooke Matheson might do at that moment. She's now up to 5 behind. 7 points have just been told. I thought one of them was rushed, so I'll bring it back down to 6.
Matheson.
That may be out on the full. Brooke Randall's doing her best, but the boundary umpire was in an excellent position.
So Blake now, it's going to go short.
Good mark at Sarcy.
And Sarcy points and directs. He's going to go in the Matheson direction. Seals is there to create a bit of body work. Matheson says, I'm not going to kick it, I'm just going to tap it in front of Muller, because Muller picks it up cleanly. He says, get out of my way! I know how to kick him.
Do you think there was one of Makisha Muller's brain cells that was looking for Brooke Matheson and say, here, kick this one?
Potentially.
Yes.
However, from my view here, it looked like Muller was like, I just want to kick this because we've just been peppering, and we need to get this one just before half time because there's not long left in this second quarter.
I wish I hadn't said the damn walls hadn't opened yet, because unfortunately since then they have. We've had 3 goals very, very quickly. That's 3 in 3 minutes by my reckoning. McFarlane, Crack and Muller. So, but Wilston Grange, keep your minds positive. Stay in this game. Remember what it was you were told at the beginning of the game. If you need to get in between the passing structure of Maroochydore, do that. Generally, they've been a pretty resilient side this year.
5-12, 42 now is the lead. Maroochydore, Wilston Grange yet to score. What can they do? Dave's been trying hard all game. Just stepped back on the inside. It was Blake's going to give it to Dupay, who gets the kick away as McNeil applied pressure. Muller, probably best on ground at the moment. It's been quite busy.
Probably.
Close. She's going to wheel around. She's kicked 2. Is going to send an inside forward 50. Here's Matheson. All just sort of elected to stay down. Finlay was there for the Gorillas. Players just jump in on and they're going to wrap it up as they play a little bit of tug of war.
I like that. Both Shackleton and O'Flaherty really attacked that tackle, so clearly they are being resilient. They are saying, no, this game's not over. We are going to play this. We've got our own aims in this game and we're going to make sure we achieve them. As McNeil does well in the ruck, although it goes back. Good clearance, just makes it outside 50 until it's cleaned up by Crack, outside of the boot. And that's an excellent mark taken. I think Chloe Gregory and Daisy Carter, I think, was saying to the umpire, well, I got a finger on that. Well, you may have, but traditionally those are called marks regardless. So Chloe Gregory, probably within range, I would say, from what I've seen. Left foot natural kicker. Got very close to the mark as well. Chipped it over. Goes to Matheson. Was that the plan? Comes back looking for Epstein. Out wide to Muller. Muller with the golden boot at the moment. She hasn't, has she? She has, you know. Makisha Muller has a hat-trick.
Mark that down as one of the goals of the year. How did she get that one through there? Oh.
Answer to that question, because she's Makisha Muller. As I said, she loves that over-the-shoulder kick. It's almost more natural for her than the traditional drop punt. Just coming roundhouse. Maybe she's going to go to Ireland and play Gaelic football, who knows? But she's been doing that this season, but she had 5 goals before today, set up lots of goals, hasn't had a bag before. I'm so pleased that Makisha Muller, game's only half over, but she's got 3 goals in one game today, and it's hard to argue that she hasn't deserved them.
Oh, absolutely. Muller's been great, and as you said, probably one of the better players of the game so far. We do need to go through our goal kicks. As we are half-time, it is a 6-12, 48-point lead at the moment. So just our goal kickers, Daniel?
So 3 for Makisha Muller, and then 1 each for Chloe Gregory, Brie McFarlane and Rachel Crack, and Paul Brooke Matheson with 5 behinds by my count at this stage.
5 so far. It's we asked them to put the foot down as one of our premiership fancies, and geez, they did that. They went up a couple of gears, and they said, well, I don't know if they could hear us, but boys, we know what we're doing out here, and really stamp their authority on this game. It is round 11, Bond University QAFLW action live from Maroochydore. It's a 48-point lead to the home team at the moment. It's an impressive effort so far. Before we do go to the break, what do we think Wilston Grange needs to really focus on? Is it McNeil more in the game? Is it Finlay around it? Or is it just reset yourselves and come back out?
To be honest, I don't think there's much wrong with the game plan. I think it's all about execution, but most importantly, I think it's about not letting your heads drop. If Maroochydore player sprints away, go after them. Put as much pressure on them as you can. Maybe you'll get a miss kick, maybe you'll get an opportunity. But whatever you do, don't walk in feeling sorry for yourself. Come back out and go, right, we are going to give you a battle.
We're heading into the long break here. It's round 11. Bond University QAFLW action. It's the Maroochydore Roos leading 6-12-48 to Wilston Grange yet to score. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back to the coverage of the round 11 Bond University QAFLW live here on the Sunshine Coast. It's the Maroochydore Roos leading by 48 points over the Wilston Grange Gorillas at the moment. Daniel, what a battle. Well, what a battle we've had, but Maroochydore really stamped their authority on this contest, particularly late in that second quarter.
And when Maroochydore puts the foot down, I mean, today they're doing it against Wilston Grange, but we've seen them do this last week against Yeronga. We've seen them do it to Coorparoo earlier in the year. Really, the last challenge is Bond, and they play in 2 weeks' time. But this Maroochydore side's the real deal.
Mouth-watering that one in a couple of weeks' time. Cannot wait, because the finals of Bond University QAFLW are just around the corner. We are round 11. A few more rounds to go, but we've got the second half here live from Neil Upton Oval on the Sunshine Coast as Dupay, and I want to talk about Dupay very soon, about potentially what her chances are of going to the next level, Daniel. But nice little tackle there on Caitlin Day of Wilston Grange by Brianna McFarlane. Do you think Dupay has what it takes to go to the next level?
Well, that's the big question, because the Lions are in the market for a ruck with Jessie Keefe's retirement. And I want to know if she can do it. Beautiful bursting through from Chloe Gregory. Spearing kick inside 50, just to the side of Matheson, and it's well cleaned up by Matthews. As she plays out to the right looking for Tyquin, just goes past her, and Ryan is in there. Lug falls on top of Ryan. I say falls, it was really a tackle. Kylie Welsh gets her hands at the bottom, but the squeeze out goes to Maroochydore. They're able to get around the side, and it goes back from where we started with Dupay. In the middle to Campbell. Campbell looking for a target inside, possibly Epstein. Epstein flies, couldn't quite get the mitts around it. Comes back, Epstein hands it off, sells, Jessie sells, chips over the top, finds Matheson. This is your moment. No, it's not. She plays across. And Emma Day will have the chance to shoot for goal.
Matheson, is it playing in the back of her mind maybe?
Oh dear.
We probably want Matheson to go back and kick that, to be honest.
Oh yeah, today, get the confidence up. Maybe they're concerned about her destroying the ground if she misses. Emma Day looks all right off the boot. The goal umpire hasn't moved except to get out of the way of the flight of the ball. Emma Day is on the board. 2nd minute, 3rd quarter.
So Day to kick it. Maybe Matheson knew that she was dead eye and can kick him straight. But Matheson probably is, the leading goal kicker for the team. Is one that's pretty important to go back, get those yips out of your system. I know you might have missed a few in the first half, but pretty important you get your confidence now, because we just talked about finals around the corner.
There is another way of looking at this. I remember, to change sports completely, Ian Thorpe said if he was having a bad training day, he'd just get out of the pool. Don't cement the bad habits in your muscle memory. So maybe that's the other way. It's like, I'm having a bad day, let's get on with it.
One of the greats, Torpedo, Dupay out in front of McFarlane. I'm going to come back to Dupay very soon. I think she may just have that little thing you need for the next level. But at the moment, let's get back to the Bond University QAFLW contest at hand. Have a repeat stoppage. As you said before, the Lions had Jessie Keefe, who has retired, and there's a bit of a ruck opportunity that may come up. Talia Hickey's a premiership player, and they got Taylor Smith as well, that went from the Suns to the Lions, now a premiership player as well. As just Brooke Randall now off the half-back flank, just an end over and out to the broadcast side. Here's Sills now, just got a couple to contend with. At the bottom of that was O'Flaherty, as just pressure applied. Wheeler's tackled by Crack, going to hold it in there. It's professionally done there by Sophie Wheeler.
Very quickly, Holly O'Flaherty just did what I was talking about. Keep chasing, put the pressure on. She got a possession there. Well done.
We'll come back to the Dupay stuff a little bit later. There's a key point there, but Day of Wilston Grange just overran that one, so it is in danger. So now it's Campbell. Campbell just weighing up here, looking at her options. Not too many. He's going to have to go long, and Matheson was the intended. It's just back on the inside, and well read there by McMullen Matthews. Matheson might have been nearly 50, probably a little bit too much. Maybe not one of her nights just at the moment, but footy's out here, and it's going to just flirt and say, oh, it might just stay in, as we'll have a throw-in. I think Dupay's got what it takes to get to the next level. Mm-hmm. It's all about working hard and putting your best foot forward. So, it's just working both ways of the contest. I think she works really well going one way forward, but defensively, I think might be one that you need to look at to go to the next level. But when you're playing footy as good as Maroochydore are, it's you're basically playing one-way football. So let's have a look here as they're going to play on now through Day.
Day gets it forward, going up towards the 50. The intercept mark this time dropped by McPherson. It's a rare error from the half-back line today. from Maroochydore as Johnson Moody went for a bit of an air swing. There's a holding free kick and it will go to Wilston Grange. Big opportunity here as they have a kick just outside with Rianne Lugg, who's dropped back slightly. She was named in the forward pocket. Needs an option, needs a run. She knows what she's looking for, she just can't see it. Gets it up toward to a contest. It will hit the deck. Wheeler looking for it, but then has a player on her back in the form of Shannon Campbell. She can defend, I've heard. Squeezes out the back, and that Maroochydore defence is in fine working order, except they've kicked the ball away.
Randall now just going to slow things down. About 65 out from goal. Randall now to pop it as long. It's gone up and under. Dupay's there. I love her work rate back. She's showing that two-way running at the moment. I think she's one of the best players in the competition and could be on the radar for an AFLW. It could be at the Lions, or it could be at the Suns, or it could be at any football club if she wants to go to that next one. So free kick here, Maroochydore.
If the QAFLW, Bond University QAFLW Team of the Year was being named today, she would be my ruck.
Yeah,
So-
one of my favourite players to watch as well.
Oh, incredible.
Dupay's Maroochydore just kicked into the player. That smother will do. Campbell first to the football, maybe didn't have it. Handball back now towards Seals. Seals to Crack. Crack's kick is smothered. Here they go now. Nice little handball forward. O'Flaherty just missed her teammate in that one. Seals is there. It's going to be in the back.
O'Flaherty again, creating things. That's Daisy Carter who's got the free kick, but number 42, Holly O'Flaherty, heavily involved there, creating the opportunity. Carter plays forward. She goes up the centre half forward. A little bit of bumping there, but that's what you're supposed to do. Lugg couldn't quite get the hands on it. And Maroochydore may have done enough to clear on this occasion. As it's played back through the middle, and Jessie Sills will take the mark. Runs out to the right-hand side on this occasion. Just over the head of Dupay. And that's a lovely mark by Brooke Randall to create another opportunity for Wilston Grange.
Randall, it's very similar to the other side behind the footy. Just needs to be penetrating with his kick, and it's just that. Puts it up there, but Dupay just sitting behind the football at the moment. So he's going to switch plays, going to go towards the corridor. Nice little grab there to Tweedle O'Donnell. It's going to play on, going to go do their attacking on the outer side at the moment. So it's a foot race. Looked to get there first, and it was Blake of the Roos, but now the Gorillas have got it. Looking to go forward. Roos, Campbell's going to do a bit of a tap to herself, a couple to contend with. She's just going to try and step back in the pack. I'm liking her around the football. Her work rate is sensational. You wouldn't expect anything less from Shannon Campbell.
I don't think she has a second. She goes at fifth gear and she never drops to fourth, I think. Mind you, if you play for Craig Starcevich, I'm not sure you're allowed to. Bursting through on the far side was Day. Just wasn't able to take the ball with her that occasion. Has a second go at it, but it squirts out onto that southern boundary. And the passes finally connect for Maroochydore as they're able to play up the left, but Daisy Carter, excellent defensive mark, and she will continue to play for the Gorillas.
Carter, change lanes, goes really wide. Out to Lugg. Lugg now. Just plays on, sends it up the outer side. Straight to, that looks like Adams out there. It was on, holding the ball, says the umpire. So Dupay, no, it won't be Dupay, sorry. It's, looks like McPherson. McPherson's going to come back on the inside. Gregory's her intended, but Caitlin Day's there for the Gorillas. McPherson couldn't quite take that grab. Day at the for the, Gregory I should say it was. Step around one, Lugg, caught with a footy. Umpire says holding the ball.
Rachel Crack. There's a reason you get to 100 games. It's generally because you can reliably execute skills over and over again, which is why I think Makisha Muller may get to 100 games in the future, because she's pretty reliable with her skill set as well. That kick's a bit vertical, but it may fall to Jair Epstein. She just gets the fingers to it. Bounced in front of Randall. Finlay out the back, waiting for crumbs. There are no crumbs. The umpire will clean up the breadboard.
Speaking of X Factor, Makisha Muller, 3 goals today, but showing that she's a classy outside midfielder that might be on the radar. I'm not saying that we're trying to pick out players to go to the AFLW, but maybe she's just got that something of X Factor that can open games wide open. Dupay's going to get the free kick here. It's come from McNeil. So Dupay now, just looking at the options up forward, it's a fairly deep sort of structure there. So
the ball's about 60 metres away at the moment, so you've got plenty of time to set up.
Yeah, that's right. Just having a look what they're going to. They've got an extra number back at the moment, Wilston Grange. Seals is out here by herself, and that's where she's going to go on the half-forward flank. So Dupay to Jessie Seals. So Seals now's got a few options. McPherson's where she's going to go. It's just come off the outside of her boot. It's a little bit errant, so football now in dispute, ground level. It's going to be wrapped up. Tyquin's there, and she's at the bottom of the pack, wrapped up by Muller and McPherson, I think, was there. But just a little bit of a lacklustre start after half time.
Well, Maroochydore has 1 goal, but Wilston Grange have been able to get out of their 50, as they look like they're able to do now. Carter getting it out right. There is a whistle, and unfortunately the good work is undone, and it will be a free kick to Maroochydore on the attack, just on the left side of half forward. Is wheeled around and put into the pocket. The lead mark nearly fell to Campbell. May fall to Campbell a second time, a third time. Fumbling, chasing. Campbell, she wants that ball. She's playing hungry hippos with the ball until the ball is thrown out. It will be a free kick, however, to Maroochydore right in front. Shannon Campbell's desire alone has reaped a reward. She'll need to get her skates on to get 5 goals today, like she did in the elimination final last year. But to be honest, 1 goal's enough. It's amazing how much better it makes you feel about yourself. Does an important job for the Lions at the other end of the field, but when she comes to the Roos, she likes to make sure that she gets those meat pies, those sausage rolls, those various baked goods. The umpire doesn't move. Shannon Campbell, welcome back to the Bond University QAFLW. A meat pie's a try, isn't it? Yeah.
If you put your head over the footy, you'll get rewarded. But Shannon Campbell's been rewarded for all of her work rate today, and she is well up there with Muller as one of the better players on the ground so far in this contest. But Campbell with her first, and it's the 8th for Maroochydore in this game.
I did like how, that was 10 minutes between goals, I think, and Wilston Grange did have a few inside 50 entries. They've got to be encouraged by that. We'll get back to Dupay in a moment, but she's already played sport at a high level in netball. She knows what it takes to be an athlete at that level. I think she's got it in her to put the work in.
I think she could play there and be a worthy pick of the Lions, or even the Suns, who've got some extra picks in the upcoming AFLW draft. As we're in the forward half now for the Gorillas. Again, looking at the structure, it's pretty well set. That it's lengthened, which we talked about anyway. As McNeil's now in the ruck, I like that. Just a bit of a tap back, but Seals reads that one out. Couldn't quite get her foot to the footy. As going forward through Carter. Carter sends it up towards the half-forward flank. Crack's going to be there first of the Roos. Crack's just got a couple to contend with. Gets around 1 and 2. Just handballs forward. It's all Gorillas there at the moment. It's a little bit of a kick inside, so it's going to be in up forward now. Oop, just dropping the mark there was Seals. As Campbell puts it on the left boot, gets it out of there, and the Roos now looking to go into attack. Good
take there by Ben Sarsi. Got her first QAFLW goal last week in Pride Day. Kicks it back towards the centre circle, not quite held onto by Epstein, and her juggling act doesn't attract any busking fans. As the ball is brought out by Wilston Grange, played to the left, bouncing in between square and arc. Left behind, but Pearson Smith has far too much time. That's touched. And well read off the boot from Randall to take it and then have the wherewithal to know exactly what to do, and then finds the target at centre half forward.
Martin is going to go wide. They're going to play a bit of basketball at the moment. So the Gorillas just waiting for a few options. Shackleton provides one. Oh, Martin just got in the way, and Crack's able to clear that one out. It's going to put it out in front of Ryan, who wanted a little bit of grass, but has to do a bit of it's just about a 360 then, just trying to get around. So now what can the Roos do here? Matheson, that's the intended. Matheson applies a bit of body contact. It's going to be now, just needs to pick it up cleanly, gets it on the second grab, doesn't have anyone in front, so she's going to go out towards Muller. Already kicked 3 this evening. Muller for a 4th long goal square. Roos kick another. And it's Epstein.
Does Jair Epstein have to buy a drink for Makisha Muller at the end of the day? But no, team play. I don't think either of them will mind, as long as it's the Roos who end up with the 6 points. Beautiful transition. It was, I think, when you started that passage of play, we were back on the defensive 50 for Maroochydore. They put down the gas, and it wasn't all speed of foot either. They let the ball do the work. It was almost soccer-like in the way that they moved the ball forward up the field.
It was sensational, but I do want to point one. I reckon this goes missing a lot, and you can probably see it on coverage if you're someone that goes back and watches a few things. But Rhiannon Maloney, just the 1%ers around the contest, the Shepherds, the right body contact's been fantastic for Maroochydore at the moment. But talk of being fantastic, Muller's been sensational, and it's I guess a score assist with that one.
Which is worth its weight in gold and certainly worth its weight on champion data. Daisy Carter putting in the big ones and will draw a high contact free kick, but her endeavour to get that ball was exactly what you want to see as a coach. She plays across the field. The intercept not quite taken as Finlay plays it back to Carter. Unfortunately, her kick lands in the arms of the milestone lady. As she plays up the field, Bensasi couldn't quite get it. Randall backtracking, has Lug to her left, finds her. Good support from Lug. Her hand pass is met by about 3 other hands. Gregory bouncing through, but Carter doing well. She's got about 3 possessions in the last 30 seconds. Not quite able to be held onto by Randall as the tackle is put on Finlay. Calls of ball because it's almost habit for an AFL bench, but it will be a ball up here on the right wing for Maroochydore.
Good crowd in here at Neil Upton Oval watching the Bond University QAFLW. McNeil's going to win that one out. It wasn't really to her advantage, so now Crack's going to send it inside forward 50 with a penetrating kick. Matheson was their intended, maybe pushed in the back, and the umpire was in the right position, so it's going to be Matheson. There's a place to kick one at the Neil Upton Oval. It's in front of the Old Faithful. 7 behind so far, I believe, is the count. I could be wrong with that. Passed one off before, so the confidence is down, and this is what Matheson needs. But it's going to do the team thing, and you don't mind that to the top of the square. Dupay strong, Dukes!
Did I mention that Dupay was a brilliant mark? Because if we're talking about players going up to AFLW level, you need an elite skill, and for me, marking is Dupay's elite skill.
And Dupay just goes back as easy as you like, and it's a behind. It's hit the post.
She is a ruck, after all. You don't get paid to kick goals if you're a ruck. Just go with me on this one. It's better for everyone. As they play out to the right-hand side, Wilston Grange, they're going to make some yards up the right. As Jeff is still trying to get over the fact that Dupay missed that one. He's still in shock. We'll get the medicos onto him later. Wilston Grange playing up the right wing. And they're starting to string some passes together. Played inside, over the head of David. She gets some fingers to it. Clean bowls everyone. Shackleton getting a rare journey up the front. Suddenly Mizzy's in space. Ellen Mizzy on the boot. Goal umpire hasn't moved. Congratulations, Wilston Grange. You earned that. Ellen Mizzy is on the board.
And they're very happy. Mizzy kicks it. But nice work by Sophie Wheeler on the half-forward flank just to get that football moving, and a little bit of body work by Shackleton, and Mizzy's able to kick the Gorillas first of the evening. You're right, I am still in shock at Dupay's miss. I've got to go back to it. A player of her class misses, so I know we won't talk about it all because I know she's one of those players that will be filthy about that, but she'll get another opportunity. But let's not take anything away from the winger and Mizzy. Oh, good goal just to be out the back and slot it through.
And I'm glad you praised Wheeler there. I was late in identifying her before, and I apologise for that, but her work to take the mark, get it back inside, and it was her kick that cleared everyone and created that opportunity. Excellent.
So McNeil's on top in the ruck at the moment. Dupay is up forward. So there's McNeil again. On top, Muller at ground level. Day's there as well. Now they're getting a bit of a roll on. That was Welsh just getting it forward. Trying to put it out in front of Martin. Campbell's first to the footy, just overrun it. A little bit sore at the bottom of that pack, is getting up slowly. Just keep an eye on that one, Daniel. Here goes Crack now. Sends it out, just trying to clear the area. A bit of a fend off then by Taylor. Taylor's tackled, holding the ball, says the umpire.
A minor limp from Campbell in the background.
Always sore, putting her body on the line.
She finishes the game healthy. She wonders what she did wrong. As Maroochydore able to play it out.
Davo!
Over from the left, just goes over the head of, I think that was Campbell, and then barging through is Kelsey Sills. She goes back into the centre, and the intercept mark is taken a little bit too easily for Maroochidore's liking. As Ruby Kerr now has it on the left-hand side. Muller on the mark. Kerr doesn't need to pay too much attention. Just comes off the fingers of Campbell. and some good turning by Sophie Wheeler, just ahead of her opposite number, Jessie Sills, and then puts the tackle on. I want a university study on how much more energy you get from your side kicking a goal, because it's a palpable difference.
It always lifts you, and you're right, it'd be an interesting study.
Yeah.
So write that note down.
I will.
Well, we might come back
Bond
to that.
University, we want you. This is your...
Absolutely. McNeil now right on top in the ruck, and sometimes you got to go back to go forwards, I suppose, but that one's not going to quite come off as they're going to link up now. Crack. Just hand over, and Dupay can't quite take it. Got the body in at the right time was Randall. Dupay gets up. Matheson's out by herself. She's got the football now. It's going to put it out in front of Emma Day. Day's already got one. Grab. Strong grab. Tyquin. Oh, back with the flight.
I've noticed ever since we started mentioning that you can nominate goals and marks of the year, I've noticed a lot more players going for the big speckies, and it's made the Bond University QAFLW an even better event to watch, as Jackie Dupay kicks the ball away, and the defensive mark is taken again by Kristen Tyquin, with a slightly less spectacular mark on this occasion, given the Ruby Kerr as the three-quarter time siren sounds.
It was a great mark there by Tyquin just to finish, and a great goal for Mizzy to kick the first of Wilston Grange for the evening. It is a 9-13-67 to 1 straight 6 at the moment. Three-quarter time of the Bond University QAFLW. Let's go through our goal kickers.
So for Maroochydore, Makisha Mullis still has 3. Singles to Emma Day, Chloe Gregory, Brie McFarlane, Jaya Epstein, Shannon Campbell and Rachel Crack. And the goal for Wilston Grange, first ever goal in the Bond University QAFLW for Ellen Mizzy.
It's a 61-point ball game at the moment. We've got 1 quarter to play. Maroochydore Roos are really flexing their muscles at the moment. We'll be back after this short break for live action from Neil Upton Oval. Final quarter action here live on the Sunshine Coast. It's round 11, Bond University QAFLW. It's the third place Maroochydore Roos really flexing their muscles today. They're leading 9-13-67 to Wilston and Grange, the visitors. They've kicked one straight with a team lifting goal from Mizzy, Alan Mizzy, I should say, which was great to see in the latter stages of that third quarter. But 61 points at the moment. We would just wait for the Roos to come out for this contest, but what a game so far from Maroochydore.
And I think we have to take some time to praise this side. Remember, they were only one game away from a grand final last year. After they won the second tier competition back in 2016, they came up, like all sides that come up from that division, took a couple of years to find their feet. But they've now had about 3 years consistently where they've got the core of a good side together. About 7 or 8 from that side are still here. Ashley Johnson-Moody, number 40, for Maroochydore, on debut today. Great story because she's played about 60 games. She's still here from that 2016 side. Brooke Matheson, Jessie and Kelsey Sills. This club has really, they've got a good, strong core and it's showing on the field, and they're finals bound, looking great, playing wonderful football to watch. We need to praise that.
Absolutely, they're a contender. We know that Bond University are the favourites at the moment. That's what happens when you're undefeated. And I haven't seen results from today's fixtures, but Bond Uni are the team to beat. But Maroochydore are right up there for me as the fourth quarter is now underway. Do pay a nice little tap to advantage, as we said before, probably in the Bond University QAFLW Team of the Year if it was picked right this second. Clearing kick there from Taylor just to put it to the outer side. Muller's got a lot of pace and she's going to go head-to-head with Ellen Mizzy out there. In comes Caitlin Day, and it's going to be locked up for a stoppage.
And that's probably the fastest start to a quarter we've had in this game. Maroochydore want to close out strongly. Wilston Grange have just got that little bit of pep as Dupay gets the ball down, but only to the wrong Day. It went to Caitlin Day. Rachel Crack does Rachel Crack things. She's been doing that for 100 games. Puts the ball up. Tyquin in chase. Just around the arc at the moment. Emma Day put in a good effort, was immediately wrapped up by Kerr, and the throw has been called, and so Ruby Kerr will come away with a free kick.
Kerr's did have an option short, but it's going to go long. As the Roos come up, they're going to link up through Crack, whose kick is smothered. Handball out from Lug towards Finlay. Finlay first to the footy, Crack's there just to apply enough pressure. Sort of just pickpocketed it then and said, I'll take that. And you know what? It's my 100th. I can do what I want at the moment.
Yeah.
As we now broadcast side, forward half.
And she's got a goal. The pressure's off.
Absolutely. You love that, don't you? In your 100th. As that one just falls a little bit short. Both rucks were sort of holding on to each other, so the umpire let it play on. Campbell just somehow just came up with that footy. It just sat in her lap. The kick out through via Ryan. Ryan puts it up towards the half-forward flank, linking up by hands. Oh, Muller just went without it. Mizzy applied enough pressure. Falling over was Epstein, just trying to get a handball. They're linking up now. 1, 2, 3. Pearson Smith looking to go inside forward 50. Here's Matheson. A little bit of work to do now. It's just going to show and go. Turns around, lowers the eyes. Classy by the veteran. Nice short pass to Tweedle O'Donnell. Handball's off to Muller. She's kicked 3. Why not add a 4th? No.
Well, I think everyone wanted except the goal umpire, really. But no, that is his job. And I'm sure Wilston Grange are thrilled that they have a chance to clear out the back. But, I mean, Muller's influence... I mean, OK, that second quarter is where she absolutely stamped her authority on the game. But since then, on an as-needed basis, she's barely put a foot wrong. As it's played out, looking for Tweddle again. She is a wonderful mark, Jasmine Tweddle O'Donnell. Up from Wollongong, ex-netballer, she knows how to mark. Kicking not as good on that occasion. It's played out as Katie Day. Runs around the outside, strong work, typically strong work from Katie Day. Over the back to McPherson. McPherson back inside to Crack. Crack's kick is smothered. Gregory looking for it on the ground. Crack over the top with the hand pass, looking for McPherson again. Goes past her, spills out the back, and I think that's Lug who's able to take it and clear it down the left-hand side. Lands in space, players hit the deck, might have been Fenwick. Fenwick then backs into the contest and may have given away a free kick there, unfortunate.
So it's going to go to Seals, and that's Kelsey Seals. It's going to handball back to Crack. When Crack demands the footy, she gets it. Not just because it's her 100th, but because she's a captain, or the captain. And just going to be turned over, though, that one is Charlotte Taylor just going to put it out in front. Here's Lug now. It's got a couple to contend with. Shackleton's there, just didn't really communicate. The left hand didn't talk to the right hand then, as Campbell now comes out to the broadcast ring, just goes short. Geez, that's classy to Emma Day. Day's going to play on, just got to step around one, shake of the hips, goes short. So Gregory now. Gregory's going to play on Will to that trusty left boot. It's going to wheel, it's going to go to Campbell. She started this play, so Campbell now, Matheson, but it's going to go even shorter to Dupay. Dupay now with the football. Matheson's just waiting. He's going to put it out in front, and that's where Dupay goes in the Matheson direction. Well done there by McMullen Matthews just to cut that one off. Matheson with a little bit of work to do. Handball's up over the top. Here's Muller. Handball's back now. Can the Roos get another? It's a barrel-like kick, and that's how you kick them.
Imogen David.
That's how you kick them. Right through the middle. And you're right, Imogen David kicks her first.
It's amazing how many times during a game Imogen David is one out. She always presents as an option, not always used, but she just always seems to be in support. And on that occasion, got her reward, gets the customary rest, which I think, is that in the laws now that you kick a goal and you come and have a rest?
Apparently.
Yeah, so, but no, wonderful to see her on the scoreboard because she does a lot of things on the field that don't get either noticed or statistically rewarded.
Great team goal there. Shannon Campbell really set that one up.
10 goals for the day. Maroochydore has now kicked 50 goals against Wilston Grange.
Great little stat there. I did say at the start, Daniel Viles, the man with the #1 stats blog in the state for the Bond University QAFLW, as they go inside forward 50 once again. The Roos, toe poke off the ground. Tyquin's there for an intercept possession. We're going to be wrapped up 40 metres out. And it's a 10-14, 74 to 1 straight 6 at the moment.
And I love the work they do here at Maroochydore. It's a well-run club, but they forgot to start the clock this quarter.
At the back, Gregory Dupay on the right boot, end over end. It's going to roll into the post.
She's been hanging around Brooke Matheson too long. It's contagious. Great kick from Dupay though. She kicked one from 40, just a little bit further round on the arc earlier in the season. I forget the opponent, but she does have a barrel when she needs to pull it out.
Randall is going to do a little bit too much of that. It's going to be out in the full. So, we talk about Wilston Grange. They are, missing a couple of bookends and a couple of star players that would be quite handy and helpful in the Lutkins and the Zvarks of the world. However, while it might not be the most successful season when you come to ladder or results, it's a successful season for development in their younger players coming through, which is going to set them up long term, and it's how you really build a strong, powerful club.
And for goodness sake, Wilston Grange, you're planning to anyway, but stick with this core of 16, 17, 18-year-olds. Shannon Campbell, barely need to commentate on that because she just takes marks for breakfast. Puts it back into centre half forward. Muller takes it at the second or third grab, and she'll go back to probably kick her fourth. I think I need to start being negative because we try to improve our commentary, Jeff, but we're good enough to have a curse, apparently. So, Makisha Muller looks steady, looks confident, kicks it too low, and it's been rushed through for a behind.
What'd you say about our commentary?
Yeah, I honestly thought by not building it up, she would get the goal, but I'm more cursey than I thought.
Jess McMullen Matthews, kicking duties this time. He's going to send it out towards the left half-back flank. Campbell's there. She's been busy. Just gets a handball up. It wasn't Campbell, but the Roos are there just to lock it up. The umpire just runs in, so it's a 70-point lead at the moment. It's been an impressive team effort from Maroochydore that are just continuing to climb up the ladder or retain their position. Muller just had a bit of a helicopter kick, and it's going to keep it inside forward 50. Don't mind that territory game there. As Campbell comes off for a much earned break.
And we can confirm she's not here to do TV expert duties.
Not yet.
As the boundary throw in, Maroochydore right half forward, approaching the pocket rather. Spills through, run onto by Carter. One day Daisy Carter's going to realise how good she is. The kick goes through everyone. Cleaned up, the tackle from Crack is strong. As the ball goes vertical, mark not taken. Squirting out, clean possessions at a premium at the moment, you can't buy one. Another vertical kick, that won't be 15. McNeil goes for, I don't know what that last one was, but it's, we're playing volleyball here at the moment. Taylor gets a nice hand pass out, comes through to Kerr. Her kick's not clean either. running onto it superbly. Because I think Johnson Moody may have misidentified. And finally we have, I think, a high contact free kick, and Wilston Grange, after a bizarre passage of play, will have the chance to clear.
Going to come out wide to the lug. There's a bit of a breeze now pushing right across. Got an easterly coming straight off the coast. It's got pretty chilly at the moment. Lug's got it. It's going to handball to Finlay. We haven't called Finlay too much today. It's been fairly quiet compared to her normal standards. Seals takes a nice little low grab on the half-back flank and is just going to just stroll back. Crack says, hey, I wouldn't mind the footy. Can you give it to me? And that's where she's going to go. Again, I say it's your milestone game. You can do what you like out there. It's going to send it long. Randall. She's going to take a nice little intercept grab. Just looking at options. Does have Taylor in the middle, but Randall has kicked another one out the full. So Lug tried to bluff the boundary, but it's not going to work on this occasion. So Abby Blake now with the kick.
Abby Blake, second game at this level. Mountain Creek State High School. Katie Day goes for the fly, but yeah, that was in the back. I think that's a fair enough call. Umpire was certainly well positioned. Umpire.afl, Queensland Aussie rules, wants and needs umpires. If you've ever wanted to get out in the middle, I'll tell you what, it changes the way you watch games on telly because you have such better understanding. Chloe Gregory, a little bit of trickery around Katie Day. Playing up the left-hand side, nearly a good overhead mark from Kerr. The hand pass was not quite where she thought, and it's Emma Day who watches that go over the paint. I think we just heard it was coming up to 10 minutes gone in this quarter.
Halfway through. The older heave-ho from the boundary umpire. It's just going to fall short of that contest. Both rucks got a little bit tangled up in each other. It's going to be a Maroochydore kick now. As there was a lot of bluffing trying to happen then. Pearson Smith was trying to bluff. It might have just been a little bit confused. Muller now, handballs too. It's going to go inside forward 50. Good body, gets the front position, Matheson, but just runs underneath it. Running into a bit of space is young Ryan, and bang! Kicks their 11th.
And she's happy. Obviously her first goal at this level at the Lions Academy this year has looked good, certainly has a lot of pace, and she showed it there to make sure that she got onto the ball. And it's a sausage roll, not a meat pie, isn't it? So are we sure it's not a chocolate eclair?
Yeah, it'd be nice at the moment. Maybe something to warm us up anyway. Sausage roll, put a bit of sauce on it after celebrating. So
it was as sweet as a chocolate eclair. That's a beautiful goal. And I think anytime someone gets a first goal, it's a moment to savour, and she certainly was happy with the effort and the result.
Maroochydore have definitely looked to play on it every opportunity, taking the mark and wheel on. So it was a nice little play there by Muller. The bodywork by Matheson might not have got the stats on the stat sheet, but she was able to open a bit of space, and young Jasmine Ryan was able to go in and kick her first goal of her Bond University QAFLW career as the Rucks resume their battle in the middle of Neil Upton Oval.
The ball comes just towards us. Moving up towards Wilston Grange just slightly on the attack. And it's, I think, Lug who's able to get it forward. Sells doing well in the back to try to tie it up. Wheeler at the bottom. Shackleton looking forward. And Wilston Grange, big opportunity to get their second. Sophie Wheeler, 8 times she scored against the Sunshine Coasters. Probably a bit far out for 9 directly. But she'll play it up into the goal square. McNeil was looking for the ruck. Shackleton, not able to get into the position she wanted, but she's got a minor score, which for someone who's played fullback all year is probably as good as a 5-goal haul.
So let's see if the Gorillas can lock it in here. They've got a nice little defensive wall, but the Roos do have an out, and it's out over the back here. Couldn't quite take the grab was Epstein, but now going into an attack. Sometimes, as we said, you got to go forward to go backwards, but just a little bit of a fumble there from Gregory.
I think once you get into the 71st, 72nd minute of the game, you're finally allowed to have a mistake. Chloe Gregory's had an excellent year.
Yeah, she's been one of the most consistent performers as well. Maroochydores success is on the back of her contribution as well. Looking at this ruck contest, nice body work there applied by Pearson Smith in the just both players going into it. Crack. Somehow that just fell in Gregory's hands. She's going to wheel onto her left as she normally does. Puts it out in front. Both players sort of go to ground, but first to it's going to be O'Donnell. Nice body work, just clears it for Finlay. Finlay handballs now. They're just going to go a little bit short. Day. Oh, diving slips catch. You might see Meg Lanning doing that for the Australian cricket team. That's Finlay. Gets the football, sends it up towards the interchange. Trying to break through was Abby Blake, and she does just that. Puts it on the right boob up towards the left half forward flank. And Tyquin's there, but a little bit too much, and pressure was applied, and that's where it came from. So Emma Day just applying that, so it's going to go to Gregory, get another kick, add to the stat sheet.
You mentioned Meg Lanning. Beth Mooney is a goal scorer for Wilston Grange in this competition back in 2016. As Chloe Gregory has a brilliant run up the line, was bumped. It will just be a boundary throw-in. That's the right decision. I just hope Gregory's okay, because she did get a strong shoulder. She's a tough cookie herself, but she's just... No, she looks like she's going to walk that off.
Grace O'Donnell looks a little bit sore with that left shoulder heavily strapped with that bump on Gregory then, but seems to be shaking it off. Gregory's just in the hands of trainers. Looks like she might be okay. Wind may be taken out of her. Not the best ever as a footballer. Handball. Inside Rouge forward 50 at the moment. Just around the corner is Epstein. He's going to put it with, oh, good mark. McMullen Matthews.
Plays out to the right, looking for Grace O'Donnell, who's one of those teenagers that I think Wilston Grange would do well to invest in. She plays out to the right. The curse, I've really got to stop talking as a commentator. It's kind of against the job description, but I apologise to Grace O'Donnell for clearly making the forces of the universe make her kick that out on the full. It's all my fault. Chloe Gregory on the left-hand side.
Gregory now. Just looked going very short. So Emma Day and just over the boundary. Just having a look at how he's set up. A lot of players around the contest once again.
O'Donnell's on a tackling mission at the moment.
Abby Blake just sitting at the back of this contest. Finlay's going to go to her from Wilston Grange just to make it a one-on-one. Just getting the first touch of that one was Tweedle O'Donnell. Ground level, Tyquin's there, just looking for a clearing kick. Decides to handball this time. Lug's going to go around the corner. Turns into a drop punt somehow. Good contest. Oh, McNeil flew. But just, it's going to be in the back. Oh, she reached into the night sky. But just a little bit unrealistic there. So Crack's free kick now.
Don't they know who she is? Honestly, I don't think that was unrealistic from McNeil. But anyway, it's played into the centre. The one-hander from Taylor doesn't quite work, but again, I admire the effort. As it comes out the back to Tyquin, a reaching effort means that Wilston Grange is able to maintain possession through Randall. And that was the wind. I think the kick, when it came off the boot, was heading inside the field of play, but the wind just took it as Crack resumes. Sends
it long. Players fly. Oh, 2 or 3 went up then. Fall of the footy is Emma Day. Handballs back to Gregory, who's been busy. He's just trying to... Oh, it's going to be downfield. Just a little bit late. She's copped a few little hits at the moment. It was Brooke Randall. Nice sportsmanship shown there. So it's going to be a free kick. Matheson. Oh. No. No. Matheson's going to get it back upfield. So probably a little bit too far out. It's going to kick into that easterly that is blowing across. But if you're going to kick them, probably more likely to kick the impossible ones. Matheson now top of the goal square. I like the team. Or reaching in for the grab then. Can they rush it through? And sorry, reaching for the grab was Tweedle O'Donnell that was trying to come from about 2 deep.
I would have loved to have counted the marks today. I know the coaching staff will often watch these replays and they'll do their own stats after the game. As they're able to play out through the left, that was Matthews, and finds a good run on the left. So they're able to play out over the head of Taylor. Almost found Lug, bounces through. Taylor gets it back. Azag gets it out to Martin. Lovely play. She plays up the left-hand side, is looking for Welsh and finds her. They're stringing some together, the Gorillas. Looking inside, finds Lug again. She's been making some metres. Kicks upfield looking for Shackleton. Does she have enough space? Played around through to Finlay. The kick from Wheeler. It's not on target, it's into space, and now the foot race is on, but it's all ruse. That was about a 1-on-4 contest, and Maroochydore is going to clear rather easily and counter-attack.
Campbell just went over the top of the head, made a bit of a breeze, pushed that one. McMullen Matthews just slips through a little bit of a Campbell tackle. Campbell's able to take two Gorillas down with her as Muller gets the kick now. Sends it up towards the half-forward flank. It might be just out over the back. Mizzy there, the goal kicker for Gorillas, is able to mop up. Tyquin with the football now. Coming out towards the broadcast side. It's on the true wing now. Campbell's got one to contend with. Gets the handball forward, holding the ball. Oh.
Okay, look, not sure I agree with that one, but the umpire had a clear view and he's entitled to make the call.
Indeed, as we just about got a touch.
Unfortunately, Fenwick would rather have that kick again. But Ben Sarsi, who was given a free kick, conceded a few minutes ago, has one back.
Ben Sarsi, just listen to Muller. Isn't it my kick? Wanted an extra stat then, so a bit too close to the broadcast there. We heard that one, Muller, as Ben Sarsi just kicks it up to a 1-on-1, sort of 50-50 contest, I should say. Getting it forward now, but the Roos have got all them, but somehow Wheeler's just sort of wheeled around a couple. Now, what can happen? Muller's there. Cracks there as well, the milestone woman. Nice tackle by Day, a lot of pressure applied. Muller's in there as well. Everyone's just sort of piling on at the moment, and got a red hot footy here on the broadcast side of Neil Upton Oval.
Some of the younger players for Wilston Grange are really stepping up. Grace O'Donnell, full of industry. Fenwick as well, gets it through to Lugg. Lugg to Wheeler, has Welsh on the inside, just goes past her, goes past McNeil as well. It's just a case of where the ricochets fall. In the end, it fell to Lugg. She gets it inside to Welsh. McNeil has a lot of space. She has a good boot on her. Can it get first? It got a good roll. I'm waiting for the reaction. Emma McNeil has scored. And the Gorillas are just a bit happy with that one.
McNeil from 48 needed the bounce, and she talked to it, and bang! Gets their second, and they're very happy with it.
We haven't had a good opportunity. I mean, first of all, probably not as good as a goal she kicked last week on Pride Day, where she was hard, about 40 metres out in the right forward pocket. Emma McNeil is an artist. Her latest gig, I think, as the full-time whistle goes, but the whistle, siren, the North Melbourne Indigenous jersey. But look out for her stuff as Maroochydore wins.
Great way to finish the game for Wilston Grange. Even though the result hasn't gone their way, they'll be up and about. It was a nice goal from McNeil. Maroochydore Roos have run out 11-17. 83 winners over Wilston Grange 2-1-13. It is a 70-point margin. Let's go through the goal kickers very quickly, Daniel.
Okay, so for Maroochydore, 3 for Muller and then 1 each for Emma Day, Chloe Gregory, Bree McFarlane, Jaya Epstein, Shannon Campbell, Imogen David, Rachel Crack and Jasmine Ryan. And for Wilston Grange, goals to Ellen Mizzy and to Emma McNeil. 3-2-1s are a bit tough today, Jeff. How did you see us? Yeah,
very tough indeed. I thought, it was obviously an impressive performance from the Maroochydore Roos. They are one of the premiership fancies for the 2021 Bond University QAFLW. But if I was to do my 3-2-1 today, I'm probably looking at Makisha Muller for the 3. I thought she was best on ground for my likings. It's pretty hard to go through the rest of the list because I thought it was a pretty even contribution, and I'll probably look at Jacqueline Dupé early on in the stages of the game. She was sensational, and why not? It's a 100 game, and Rachel Crack probably sneaks in for the 1 there. What about for yourself?
Look, for me, I am going to be almost blasphemous and leave Rachel Crack out of my 3-2-1s, but I'm so glad that she's had a day to celebrate her 100th game in Queensland. The 3 points, I agree, Makisha Muller, not as busy in the second half, but she put her foot down when the game was there to be won. 2, I'm going for Chloe Gregory. I thought she was excellent around the ground, excellent link roll, good tackling, never really stopped running. And the 1 I am going to Dupé. Again, I think she's one of those players you can take for granted because she has a good game most weeks, but I'd like to reward her with a point today.
Yeah, well done to the Maroochydore Roos. An impressive performance. They started the game a little bit slow. We did label it lacklustre in that first quarter, but they really changed gears, and they went at full throttle from there on in, and it was an impressive performance. So thanks for joining us for today's coverage of the Bond University QAFLW Round 11 match. It was the Maroochydore Roos by 70 points.